Do you remember this? One morning, Alex Selke got up, got dressed, didn't eat his breakfast, said goodbye to his mother, left for school, and disappeared. As a child of the 80s and as a mother of 8 children, I have a fair amount of experience with the culture of fear that we are raising our children in. I have also managed to step back from the ledge and allow my children to test their boundaries in healthy, manageable ways that have rewarded us with a measure of mutual trust and confidence in one another. There is hardly a day that goes by that parents are not warned of a new threat to their children, from Chubby Bunny to the Cinnamon Challenge to actual predators that are lying in wait for the perfect opportunity to steal our children and destroy our happiness. I'm going to tell you why that is a false perception and how we became so afraid in the first place. I will demonstrate to you that with crime statistics from the FBI and the U.S. Department of Justice, why crime, especially violent crime and abductions, are down. Finally, I want to talk about free-range parenting, a movement and little ways in which any parent can expand their child's sense of independence and personal responsibility immediately. 36 years ago, Ed and Pats's mother never saw her son again. And in the space of 4 years, from the disappearance of Etan to the declaration of the National Missing Children's Day by President Ronald Reagan, the nation had witnessed 2 other high-profile missing children's cases, that of Adam Walsh and Johnny Grosh, and the beginning of the ubiquitous missing children's pictures on the sides of milk cartons and school cafeterias across the country. The nightly news quickly told Americans that 50,000 children went missing every year, and the movie Without a Trace terrorized parents and children alike with the retelling of the Pat's Boy case. But the only difference was that the movie had a happy ending. Etan's mother never saw her son again. The problem before us is that never before had a generation of American children and young adults have been so protected, so infantilized, so depressed, so addicted, so incapable of taking up adult responsibilities. Parents are overestimating danger and underestimating their children. Fear of virtually every possible thing has caused us to leave our kids inside, hostages to technology, just so that we can quell our anxiety. Times have changed. We live in the time of the internet, cybercrime, and online predators. Cable news breaks every new danger in real time. Lenore Skenazy, the original free-range mom, is first to tell us, times have changed indeed. Televised depictions of childhood from America's longest-running and most beloved children's program, Sesame Street. In 2015, Sesame Street depicts, in its intro, children at the park equipment in the background. The children are drawing with chalk and imagining Sesame Street. The characters come to life. Elmo zooms by on his scooter in knee pads and a helmet. But in 1978, Sesame Street showed a different picture of childhood. A gang of kids and Barkley the dog head to the park. The kids are running down New York streets, unaccompanied but hand in hand with one another, to get to Sesame Street. Children are swimming alone, playing alone, and generally having a great time without a single helicopter parent nearby to protect them. Now, due to the fear of litigation, few television programs, and none who target children, would dare show children in any risk-taking circumstances. In 1969, 48% of children 5 to 14 years of age usually walked or biked to school. So says the National Center for Safe Routes to School in 2011. But in 2009, they reported that only 13% of children ages 5 to 14 walked or biked to school. Fewer than 6% of children ever play outside alone. And yet, all crime is down. According to the Christian Science Monitor, crime is as low as it's ever been in the last 40 years or more. But what about those 50,000 children a year that we are told have been abducted? It was a media lie to get viewers' attention, and it worked. In reality, fewer than 1/100% of children abductions are by strangers, and 99.8% of children come home. The last comprehensive study done in 1999 showed that the number of children kidnapped by strangers or slight acquaintances numbered at about 115 children a year. In a nation of 74 million youth, you can agree that that is not very many to be protecting our children at all times. So what is it costing us? In 2015, the number one fears of parents are childhood obesity and child neglect and abuse. That means that we are concerned about our children and what they put in their mouth and what other people might be doing to their children when we're not there to watch them. The lack of physical activity for children today retards their learning and stymies their creativity. 70% of millennials, the first post-Eaton generation, report depression at work, addiction to technology, and that they don't feel comfortable taking risks, which leads to a lack of leadership skills. So what can I do so that my kids don't turn out to be duds? That is a very good question, and I propose that you use chin-ups, chores, independence in nature, and unsupervised play. Chores give your children valuable family work, allowing your children to take responsibility for their part of the household goings-on. Allowing your children to be independent in nature reconnects them to the natural world, allows them to take risks, make mistakes, learn from their successes, and most especially their failures. Scrapes, bruises, and even a sprained ankle are valuable life lessons. They build balance and coordination. Finally, unsupervised play without an adult in sight. Leave children free to use their imagination and not worry about scaring mom and dad. Better yet, they learn to rescue themselves and take important steps towards independence. Chin-ups make better adults and make adults who are ready to embrace the next stage of learning and growth without falling apart the first time they are on their own. Thank you for taking time to listen. I hope that you're excited to take the next steps towards your child's independence. Let your child design an independent task that he or she is ready to take by his or herself. Make sure they get your approval, but then let them execute their plan. Once they have lived to tell the tale, have them write or dictate their adventure to you. Independent tasks may include walking the dog by themselves, going with a sibling to the park or corner store, making a family meal from start to finish, getting up and getting ready for school without mom or dad's help, not even the waking up part. For our family, the first step towards childhood independence is chores. If I can rely on you to follow through on a task like walking the dog or loading the dishwasher, I can trust you to walk to the neighborhood park or go to McDonald's with the money for ice cream cones. We rely on the buddy system at our house and checking in if plans change. But these small checks allow us some breathing room as parents of many children. Try it. It'll change your life. Teach your children how and then let them do it. You won't be sorry. Hillary Clinton said, "It takes a village." In order for the village to do its part, the kids have to get out into the village. The more they learn to navigate their neighborhood, the more confident and capable they will become, and better adults they will be. We don't need to be afraid. We need to be smart. We need to trust our children, giving them the chance to negotiate the world and make them less fearful adults. This will change your life. I challenge you. Make that list of 3 chin-ups that you want to see happen today and make it happen. Empower your children.